jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yeah, once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to the supporters. Salute to the supporters. Salute to the supporters. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everyone for tuning in, supporting the channel. As always, man, showing that genuine support for boxing and MMA media. Shout out to Mr. Pass, the first on deck, man. Salute WCS. Glad to hear Robert is recovering. Absolutely, I totally agree with that, man. I'm going to read a little bit about what actually happened. You know, big dog on deck, man. I see you. Salute WCS. Appreciate you, that big dog. So let's get right into it. Toledo, Ohio. That's where Robert Easter is from. Boxer Robert Easter Jr. And you know well as I do, former world champion. Okay. Robert Easter Jr. Is currently 23 victories in, 1 defeat, and 1 draw with 14 knockouts. All right. He was at the 1100 block of Sycamore Street, 7 p.m. Sunday, this past weekend, when some unknown assailants allegedly tried to steal his jewelry. Easter told police that he attempted to run away, but was shot. Once again, Easter told police that he attempted to run, but was shot. The suspect took 2 gold chains, 3 diamond rings, and his cell phone and left the scene. The case is in active investigation. Anyone with any information about this case can call the Cincinnati Crime Stoppers line and remain anonymous. So, let's mention, which is very important, his father, Robert Easter Sr., confirmed news to WTOL Monday morning. He said former IBF lightweight champion was shot 3 times after he was confronted about 6:30 p.m. by a group of men who demanded money. So they demanded money. Cincinnati police said the incident happened in the 11th block of Sycamore Hill, like I said earlier. And, you know, some dudes approached him and said, "Give me those," referring to his piece of jewelry. Easter ran and was shot multiple times. Let's take a minute, you know, be thankful that Robert Easter is recovering. I did, you know, I would say about over an hour ago, got off the phone with his people. And at this point in time, he is still in surgery because I'm not sure if everyone understands how fragments work. It depending on, you know, what type of caliber round that you would have fragments. So some of these fragments are meant to do damage. And I'm not sure what the caliber round or the type of round it was, but sometimes these fragments tears nerves. They shred nerves. You know what I'm saying? And also Some of them can't be removed. That's the importance that you need to know about fragmentation when it comes to rounds. Rounds, I call them rounds because in the military, you know, it's the proper term that we use instead of bullets. So the caliber rounds, the type of round is very important. And I'm not going to go into detail about anything else that was talked about, but I will tell you that he is still in surgery. And one big part of it is to remove fragments. Now, as I know thus far, he is not paralyzed at all, but him being shot 3 times is absolutely true. Absolutely true. What I was told that he went up there with some people more than himself, but he left and walked out by himself. At that time, he was approached by those guys who told him to give it up. So at that time, Robert is from Toledo, not Cincinnati. He's from Toledo. He did what he's supposed to do as a black man about to be robbed. He tried to run as a celebrity, as a star boxer, former world champion. He ran just like my man's Vernon Forrest, man. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? This reminds me so much, man, of my boy Vernon, man. Because Vernon ran. They robbed him and he ran after them. And when I saw him disappear in the darkness, that was it. Robert East, I'm glad when Robert was able to run away at least. But the one part about it, I'm just thankful to God that they didn't walk up on him and kill him at point blank range, because he ran away and they shot him. And then they stole the jewelry off of him. It could have been way worse. They could have walked up on him for running. You know how crazy cats are. You don't know if they was under influence of drugs or whatever the case may be. They could have shot him dead if he was still moving. But the gall to shoot a man as he's running away, fleeing, they're going to find out who did it. They absolutely going to find out who did it. To shoot a man when he's fleeing and then to walk up on him and take his jewelry. I guess they said we did him a favor, because look at it this way. This is my thought process. They knew who Robert Easter was. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. You know what I'm saying? They know who he was. It's not like people don't know him over there. They don't know him over there in Cincinnati. Yes, they know him in Cincinnati. But in the process of committing the crime, I'm happy they didn't pull the trigger several more times, and we could have been talking about a whole different story. Because one thing I know about Robert Easter, man, he's a good guy. I'm talking about when I've ran into him several times and talked to him, he's a good dude, man. And when I heard this, I was like, no, not Easter, not Bunny. You know what I'm saying? Not Bunny. But things like that happen. Sometimes you got to be very, very careful about where you at. Be vigilant. Always remain alert. And you just can't walk up there dripping. Because it's some dudes, the only way they get their drip is off other dudes. They stick up guys. You know what I'm saying? They robbers. Rabbits. And like I said before, I'm very happy that he was able to not be killed, and he's able to be in surgery right now, from what I was told. And it really wasn't like no quote from no quotes on if he's able to, is he mobile or whatever. I just know he's in surgery. And the one important part of it, they're removing fragments from his arm and some other things. All right. It's only so much they're gonna release to the media, and I feel the same way, because a lot of people are gonna ask the question: is Robert Easter able to still box? Which is all it's gonna be the big question, because right now, one of his arms, that I know. You know what I'm saying? They removing fragments. And I know this, and I guarantee don't nobody else know it. But they removing fragments off one of his arms, and I'll just, put that information right now. And that's my biggest question, as if it's going to affect his boxing, because he is at the present time, you know, um, with fragments being located in your body. They tend to shred. They very small, like shrapnel and fragments. Man, they can do crazy damage. People have no idea, man. The shrapnel can do crazy damage. People just think of the bullet itself, the round, but you have to think about the special rounds that they have out there on the street. The ones that's meant to do damage, fragment upon impact. I mean, that shit right there. And also, you know, getting shot with a shotgun. That can send many different pieces of fragment in multiple locations at one time. And some of those fragmentations are unable to be removed ever. Because if they venture into that area, it can cause paralysis. It can cause a whole lot of other stuff. So, man, that's where we at, man. Many prayers out to Robert Easter Jr., man. His team, family, pops. You know what I'm saying? um, I know people, probably gonna ask me, who you talk to and everything. Look, at one point in time, I was gullible to say that on air, but now I totally understand how individuals be talking behind the scene and telling people not to give you this, not to do this, not support. So, I'll tell you, all honesty, not too long ago I did get off the phone with them. And I don't have to show no receipts about nothing, man. All I'm saying is, I know for a fact about what's going on. Anybody who follow my YouTube know I've been up there. I've been up there several times for the Golden Gloves and everything like that. And I have, my people. But I'm just happy to hear that Robert Easter is doing great, man. And just press pause on asking about boxing and things like that, because he has other underlining, injuries to deal with right now. Being shot 3 times, and also the fragmentation that has to be removed from one of his arms. And that's about as more in depth. I mean, that's about as in depth as I'm going to go with it, because people will take your content and run with it as if it's theirs and won't even give you credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Punch in the building. Salute to you. On deck. Tony Boswell on deck. Much respect at WCS in the chat. Stop there and show support and hit the like button. Hope Robert has a speedy recovery. No doubt, Tony. Appreciate you pulling up. Andrew Charles on deck, man. I see you. Salute, combat. Appreciate you, bro. What is he doing in the hood flexing? That's a good question. But at this point in time, I look at it like this, Punch. Down here, I grew up with Vernon Forrest. I used to see him all the time. Smile, everything. You know what I'm saying? I used to see him all the time. I still remember the day that I got that. Somebody told me to look at the video of my boy running into the darkness, and he was with his he was with a relative. I think it was his nephew, if I'm not mistaken. But they initially called him up at the gas station in Mechanicsville, where you truly don't want to go up there at nighttime unless you with 2 or 3 cats, and you better be strapped if you stepping outside the car, because you come from behind the building. I just went by there. Matter of fact, about a week and a half ago, I took a drive up there, where Vernon was at. When I saw him running to the dark, all I did, I just shook my head. I was like, damn, them cats up there ain't gonna let you run in the dark and turn around and say, hey man, I apologize. They're gonna do just what they did. They shot him. To this day, I don't know why he ran into the dark like that. But for Robert tried to run away from the situation. And at 6:30, it was damn near, pretty nice and dark over there. So he tried to run. They shot him and then robbed him while he was there bleeding. Raw, ain't it? That's why I tell any one of y'all, man. If you have the opportunity to carry. Step outside the car to get gas, carry. Shit. But don't carry, you ain't gonna use it. Do not carry, you ain't gonna use it. Do you happen to know where he was shot? The only information I'm revealing right now is that they were removing fragments from his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like when I speak to people, I just want to keep it at a level of which, if they trust me enough to talk to me about it, cool. You know what I'm saying? But right now, know that he has damage to his arm, one of his arms, and that's where they were moving a good majority of the fragmentation from. So when the rest of the information come out, that's what it is. The only reason I'm doing this is that it's a hot situation right now. And if I put the shit out, and then it's gonna be like, oh, everybody's scrambling around to say, oh, we know where he was shot and all that. Hey, if you want to find out the information, not you per se in the live chat, but those content creators, hey, go out there and call his people. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, I got an attitude. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I was all nice about it and be willing to come off the information. Then people start using your information, don't give you credit, and then they be trying to persuade people, don't talk. No. Mm-mm. Lord, please keep your hands on this young man. We keep him in prayer. No doubt. No, because you got to take your L sometime. I mean, I understand what you're talking about. I don't have a mentality like that. You gotta take a L sometime. I understand that what you may be potentially saying, like not the fact that you are surrendering to take a L and setting yourself in a predicament to take a L, but you're saying in life you're bound to take a L. I get it. You bound to have that situation sooner or later. You bound to be in a dangerous moment where you have to act. I'll tell you a story. Me going up there to the Golden Gloves, driving, and I had to go around the truck because where the gym at over the Rhine. Anybody that went there before? It's kind of tricky to get there to the parking lot. To get to the gym, you have to go down a one way. I mean, basically, the street is coming out. That's the one way, but you got to go down the street. That's a one way and quickly turn into the parking lot. You wouldn't know that unless you've been there. But I took a different turn and went down the street where it looked like The Wire. And being me, I have lap riders out of town, so it was car. I don't know if it was purposely there, but the street was only wide enough for one vehicle. Like when you go down, it's no way you can go around the vehicle or not. So I see this vehicle there, and I'm already, got my shit on my lap anyway. I mean, I have multiple anyway, but I'm sitting there and I cracked the window. You know what I'm saying? Because it was kind of hot, but I cracked the window because I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to ask somebody, okay, how do I get to so and so? Because at that point in time, I was lost. So this guy comes up and he sticks his head in the window. He said, "Hey man, what you looking for?" I said, "I'm looking for Over the Rhine." He said, "It's back there." He said, "God damn, you sitting heavy." And he was talking about that AK pistol I had on my lap. He said, he told the car in front of me, hey, let this brother by. Let this brother by. So I'm saying to myself, dang, y'all just got cars blocking the street? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, let this brother, he seen that AK pistol with a 30 clip in it. And he was like, dang, you sitting heavy over there, ain't you? I knew where the fuck I was. I knew where I was. Everybody dying everywhere. It just don't have to be Cincinnati. They dying down here in the ATL too. You know what I'm saying? They dying in NYC. Dying in Texas. They dying everywhere, dog. And what's crazy, it seems like at a moment in time when the pandemic was taking place, it wasn't that much killing going on. Like Everybody was out in the street protesting and shit, and going around, protesting George Floyd. I mean, down here in the A, man, it was crazy protest. Then all of a sudden, several months removed, a year removed, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of 2020. We go through 21, shit's back. A killing spree. Killing spree, dog. Hip hop artists getting murdered and slain. Regular average civilians getting slain. Everybody's getting killed and robbed again. No more stimulus. The job, the economy, seem like it's supposed to be stabilized, but hey. But man, I'm glad to hear that Robert Easter's doing well, because I look at it like this. In combat, it's a lot of soldiers who were shot. Like, I'm gonna tell you an important part about Robert Easter surviving, because in combat, some of these foreign soldiers, right, the enemy, they would shoot you, and not to kill you, but they'll shoot you somewhere that it pretty much maims you and stop your mobility. So depending on where you at, how large the convoy, they'll shoot one person, and they'll wait till everybody else comes around that person. You know what I'm saying? You've seen this shit in the movie, and it's true. They'll wait till everybody come to the aid, and you might have one casualty, but more people running out to go check on their comrade, and they unleash, they fire down on everybody that's around him. Now they shooting to kill, right? It's been plenty of times where they'll wound a soldier that's out there, because not everybody's in the convoy. You have infantry that's out there in certain positions, and they'll shoot them, leave them out there, and then wait till somebody get close enough and walk up on them and shoot them at point blank range, after they done tortured them a little bit. So for him to be alive, man, it's good. It's really, really a blessing that they didn't take that man's life when they walked up on him and robbed him for running. Because you know how street dudes are. They'll say, we asked you for it right then. We said, come get off of it. You know what I'm saying? But you chose to try to run away. Now, since you try to run away, look, this is their mentality, some of them. Now that you try to run away, now you pissed us off. We're going to take your shit and rock. Boom, boom. Shoot them point blank range, man. I'm pretty sure Robert East was pleading for them not to kill him. Who wouldn't? I'm just happy the man alive, dog. That's a good dude right there. It's a real good dude, man. Salute, come back. You've been on fire, bro. Replaying that Joe Rogan stream now. Jay Ocho on deck, man. King Mitch on deck, man. Appreciate you for pulling up early today, King Mitch, man. Good solid brother right there. Know his shit, talk his shit, man. And ain't on no troll shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's been a minute since you've been on the panel, but that's a solid, thorough individual, man, right there when it comes to the sport. So appreciate you then jumping on the live today. And everybody else that pulled up too. Sir Senior. Q the God was on deck. So the one thing about Robert East, it's been a minute before he even, he's even came close to putting news out there with stepping back in the ring. Of course, this is gonna, prolong him from stepping back in the ring. And I'm pretty sure the hospital is plenty of fighters up there, of course, up in Ohio, man, going to check on them and everything. But it just takes me through so many replays on dudes who try to run. And it's almost like you piss off the guys who was sticking you up. So if they are able to catch up with you, they just shoot you point blank range and kill you. And that's why this is such a blessing. Even though he was shot, it's a blessing that when they pulled up on him, they didn't try to kill him at point blank range just for running. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, they might have known him. But to be honest with you, I think it's going to be repercussions because of this, man. Like some of these cats that's doing big things in their backyard, in their footprint, when somebody reach out and touch them like that, it's usually repercussions, dog. You know what I'm saying? They know AB up there. They know Charles, Robert Easter, Rasheed Warren, Jamonte Clark. Man, they know so many fighters that's up there. So for somebody to walk up and try to snuff them, there's gonna be repercussions behind this, man. I don't know if you saw my interview on the fighter that I did the interview on, Michael Evans. I don't know if you've seen that, but he's another example of, he was one of the guys in the streets doing the dirt, and he was a boxer. A lot of people know him because he was one of the baddest amateurs. He was one of the baddest boxing amateurs, and I was covering him. His last fight was up in Memphis. I was up there with my people. He had a fight, but just a little bit of backstory about this guy. He was in and out. I mean, shout out to the people that looked out for this cat, for real. Shout out to the people who looked out for this cat, for real. Shout out to Mike Stafford, who looked out for the guy. Man, Mike Stafford is a gem in boxing. People don't show him enough credit. That's a legend right there, man. All the kids that he take on his roof and do for them. He did this for Michael Evans, dog. Michael Evans was in and out. One of the baddest amateurs. He beat some of your biggest names. You know what I'm saying? He beat some of your biggest names. When you talking about somebody handling business in the amateur, look him up. He was a bad dude. He just couldn't stay out the streets. So the last time that he saw freedom was up in Ohio. I mean, I'm gonna tell you how close he was to being on TV and living out his dream. This guy was in and out, doing dirt in the streets. Just doing. I'm talking about anything you can imagine. You can look up his sheet. All you gotta do is look up Michael Evans. Up there, Ohio man. Look up his sheet. He has a checkered history like I don't know what. But anyway, I had time to get to know him. He came down this way. He was in training camp. I actually had sparring footage of him sparring this 15-year-old. It was a damn good sparring session, but he wore the wrong shoes and he was sparring with no shoes on in boxing. But anyway, his story is on my YouTube channel. And long story short is, Mike Stafford and them was willing to, help this guy. He was in camp. I could say it now because it's over. But Mike Stafford knew him when he was a youngin'. They was gonna raise this kid up, and Stafford was kind of disappointed that he kept getting locked up, because this dude potentially could have been one of the best boxers out here. He could have been one of the best boxers ever. He is a story that will never be told outside of his incarceration. So when he ended up getting out of prison early, for the fourth time, right? Mike Stafford gave him a second chance. Again, he gave him another chance. At that time, up in Ohio, Devin Alexander was up here. All right. He was getting ready for a fight, and some other fighters. So he told them, hey, just so you can show up to the gym on time and everything, you can stay with me. Just, let's get this training in, because he had just came off a fight from Memphis, and the plan was to put him on TV. Now, I was the only media covering this dude. I was the only media covering Mike, and my other compeers that was with me, some other promoters that was with me, over there in Memphis. So he went up there and he started training camp. And the whole process, he was going to be fighting on Showtime. That was the plan to get him there, right? And dude can box. Dude can box. But he was an older dude now. He had been in prison four times, and he was like 41 years old right now. So he's in training camp. I'm talking to him on the phone. I'm saying, how's it going? We was happy that he seemed like he was getting himself on track. Um, it's some things that I didn't like when he was in Memphis and the other people. He's supposed to be in his room, and he was out there with Bootsy, little Bootsy, on stage, at the concert. You know what I'm saying? This was before the fight now. This was before the fight. Um, that's just what type of dude. Besides that, he was cool people. Cool people. Paid me on time and everything, right? So he's in training camp, and when Tuesday come around, phone calls start coming, phone calls start coming and saying he's not in training camp. And people start looking, he's got arrested again. For possession of a firearm as a felon and some other things. Needless to say, he probably won't be getting out anytime soon. Because when I say he's a multi-time offender, we're talking about over 13, 14 times he's been in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So that's a story, bro. That's a story of this cat. You know, up there in Ohio. I thought he was going to be able to redeem his career. It looked like he was, but he ended up getting locked up again. Somehow, some way he was leaving somewhere and they pulled him over. Nobody knows how and why he was pulled over for doing nothing. They say it was tenant wonders at first, but I think that wasn't the case. But he had a weapon on him, went to prison that day. He's still in there. This is talking about, this is early last year. He's still locked up. But anyway, y'all should really, give a salute to Mike Stafford, man, and what he do for them cats up, them boxers up there in Cincinnati, Ohio. He does amazing work and support with these fighters up there. Coach Levi, man, them cats got some crazy boxers up there. Crazy talented. You know what I'm saying? Man, they got some mad talent up there in Ohio, for real. I'm not gonna lie to you. Them boys came down here to Atlanta doing an amateur tournament and was whooping on all dudes, man, to the point where they had to start robbing them. That's a fact. I don't care if the promoter listen and get mad or not. They start robbing them Cincinnati kids. They came down here. They was putting a funk down on Atlanta amateurs, man. And they started having to even the belt system up because it was becoming lopsided a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Some of the Atlanta fighters don't want, they'll probably get mad hearing it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. But anyway, recidivism is real. Shouts to Mike Stafford. Real talk, man. Stop using those big words there. You heard me talk about how people be criticizing big words there, Mitch. Up here using recidivism. For real. How dare you, bro? You trying to goddamn get my live shut down. You know what I'm saying? Have people up here complaining. Well, you got people in the live chat. But one thing to note about recidivism, right, is you have it's a huge possibility, a large possibility that as a criminal, the likelihood of you offending again is high. You continue to reoffend. That's what recidivism is. You know what I'm saying? You continue to reoffend after you know better. You've been locked up several times and you just can't stay out of that environment. So you offend again. This could have been bad all the wrong way, bro. You know why I put him up there with Adrian Broner? Because once again, every time, I must put this out there, every time I seen Robert Easter, right, which has been crazy amount of times, I seen him a lot of times with AB, right? And it doesn't matter if he's with AB or not, Easter still acts the same. If you say, "What's up, Bunny?" What's up? I seen him in San Antonio. I seen him in Baltimore. Seen him at the MGM. I mean, I can keep going and on. He's still the same person. Hey, what's up? Going? What's good? What's good? Take a picture with it and everything. That's what type of dude he is. He has crazy loyalty to AB. That's his boy. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep him in our prayers, man. You know, let's really keep him in our prayers. And I'm pretty sure the rest of the medical results will come out as far as how seriously he's injured. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put nothing out there. I'm gonna let his team put it out there because they are reserved the respect to have that put out there themselves. I don't have to be first to say anything, but just wait till the results come out, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give any type of food to anybody. If they have a contact like I do, use it. Find out. But I can tell you where they all at. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like nobody don't know up there. There's plenty of people up there that might know. You know what I'm saying? That's a close-knit boxing community up there, man. No doubt. He said, appreciate you for having. No doubt, man. Good panel earlier today. Real talk. Good panel. Harsh reality, but the streets are gonna eat. Can't be popping in there like shit is sweet. I agree with that. Surely. I definitely agree with that. At any point in time, if someone, chooses to get at you, they're gonna get at you, as we seen a killing spree, dog. We seen killing sprees all the time, man. It's not just hip hop artists. It's a lot of people that's not even on that level that's getting slaughtered down here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's I mean, I don't know if y'all remember, but when New Orleans had what they had and all them people had to relocate, man, them cats came down here killing it down here in the A. Them New Orleans cats came down here to the A killing. For real. Didn't have no place to go, killing. T.I. even talks about it in his song about them dudes coming down to the A on a killing spree from New Orleans. He even mentioned in his song, Real Talk. I'm gonna change subjects right now. Um, I'm not gonna touch too much on boxing topics, but I want to talk about the lightweight situation that's just turned into a full-blown disaster. Now check this out, man. You pretty much understand how things have been going since Lomachenko was a unified champion and he had a single belt remaining with Teofimo, right? And the fact that Teofimo at 15 fights, right, was able to become world champion, and then at his 16th fight, he steps in there and defeat Vasil Lomachenko. The only controversy was people not understanding why Lomachenko chose to take the first half of the fight off and then turn it on in the second half, right? Now that Kambosos was able to step in there in Teofimo's first defense and pick up the victory, I mean, you're talking about a division that was turned into a blowtorch. Like the flame was hot, people, in the lightweight division. We had all the names that made sense. We had the Devin Haney's, Gervonta Davis's, Ryan Garcia's. When before all the capping. You know what I'm saying? Vasil Lomachenko, of course. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Cambozo. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't none of it. Devontae, you had Lomachenko, you had Tio, you had Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? And you had Ryan Garcia before the capping. Now that Kambosos has the titles, this is where boxing rears its ugly face. Because you have him signed to Lou DiBella, who really doesn't have a home for a network to put this fight, nor does he have the finances. Only thing he has is his voice, his experience, his connections, and who would want to do business with him. That's the only thing he has going for him right now. But the ugly part about it is that Kambosos is demonstrating just what I said. He understands what Lou DiBella doesn't have. So he's up here dotting around and trying to sell himself to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? He's walking around in some nice, I'm not even going to go there today, but he's walking around and not even thinking about us. You know what I'm saying? The fans or whatever. Back and forth in the media. He's talking to Devin Lomachenko. By the time this fight actually comes out as being official, people are going to be wishing for his downfall. You know what I'm saying? The only way he gets away with it is that he carry his no crown having ass back over to Australia so his people can cheer him on. Even then, they might goddamn take his ass to the Outback and let motherfucking Joey kick his ass for a little bit for fucking off. But this dude is not even doing us justice. You said you was going to clear up the confusion at Cambozo, and that's not what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's not what's going on. You pretty much created a thicker cloud of confusion. We don't know who you're going to fight. The lightweight division's at a standstill right now. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Now, he can make all this go away if he was to return to the ring and fight Gervonta Davis. Right? If Cambozo fight Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, them the only two fights I really want to see. I'm only saying that because Vasil Lomachenko had his opportunity before, and he chose to choose the franchise chip to elevate himself. Well, I would rephrase that. To pretty much relinquish any responsibilities that he may have with mandatories by becoming the franchise champion. He's been there. He's been a unified champion. All right. So it'd be good to see two other fighters be able to this considered the top three in the division. So Gervonta and Devin Haney. Absolutely. What I did hear from Bill Haney on TBV the other night is that he was talking as if, if they decide to move up to 140, they was looking at Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis would be a good name. But we all know deep down inside, we all know who Rougarou is. Rougarou has that dognacious mentality. He's not an easy fight. And it would be absolutely a high-risk fight for Devin Haney to go up there and fight Regis Prograis. Especially if it's your first fight at 40. So I wasn't buying too much into that. Real talk. I heard him say it. I wasn't buying too much in that because that's a very tough fight to step up in there and fight a former world champion like Regis. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Rougarou himself as your first fight at 40. So we'll see how it plays out. That's the only thing I can tell you. We'll see how it plays out. I really don't know who is going to choose. But right now, it's just frustrating for the boxing fans because it was a division that has very, very, like the lightweight division had crazy amount of potential to it. And all of a sudden, you slowly start seeing a lot more smoke. The flames start to then, just settle. And then more smoke. And then you have a smoldering division right now. All because the titles are pretty much in the possession of one fighter who is not a superstar. A fighter that is fairly unknown outside of a single win of Teofimo Lopez. And now, since he has that that pot of gold, he's just dangling us out here like always. You know what I'm saying? Keeping us dangling out here in suspense on who he's going to choose. Unfortunately, if it's, I was hoping Devin Haney may get the shot, but every time his name comes up, they try to make it seem like he's outpricing himself up for the fight. You know what I'm saying? Only Haney. And then Lomachenko, I mean, you can't believe everything in the media because they say, oh, Lomachenko, you had your shot, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then you might have to see another article, Lomachenko and Kambosos close to being finalized. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't know what to believe in this boxing game. They might be dangling Devin Haney and Lomachenko, and it comes back out that he's fighting Gervonta Davis later on this year. I'd love to see that fight. Because if Teofimo dropped your ass, imagine what Tank gonna do. Imagine what Tank gonna do, because you ain't no Esau Cruz with the defense, homie. King Mitch say, harsh reality, but the streets don't love you. You got that right. The streets don't love you at all. It's people plotting, and plotting. I heard about them New Orleans trying to take over the ATL. Boy had nothing to lose after Katrina. Absolutely. Man, they was down here heavy killing. And them dudes down here, oh my God, they came out here with a vengeance, man. There's some of them cats still locked up down here from that killing spree they had going on down here. Gianna Scambosis, bitch ass done made a secret deal to fight Sweet Boy Ray Ray. See, I didn't even mention that because, man, I'm trying to keep, Ryan Garcia out the equation. He has that goofy, little, adorable personality that he can get away with stupidity. Like they give Ryan Garcia therapeutic passes. He came out with the mental health shit, right? And then he does goofy, petty lies all the time. And they treat it like, oh, he's just a kid. Come on. Doesn't the man have 2 children? He's not a kid anymore. He's not a kid anymore. The man has 2 children. He's not a kid anymore. But I don't think a deal is going to be brokered with Ryan Lion Garcia because, for one, he has the awesome, the amazing, the fantastical, the magnifico Tego on deck. Come on, man. Y'all know Tago. Y'all waiting for Tago, man. That's who he's supposed to be fighting next, Tago. So that superstar. Man, come on. The Bella is a filthy rich, a filthy muskrat, man. That's probably why, people up here, not even jumping on deck like that to appease Kambosos. You know what I'm saying? They know what's going on. They know if Kambosos get paid, the Bella get paid. For real. So the Bella is definitely in his ear. He's trying to maximize his profit with Cambozo, period. And that's exactly what's going on. So that's why it's a bit more difficult than the media is putting out there, because behind the scenes, man, you can guarantee that Lula Bella is staying in Cambozo's ear. His cochlea is full. And goddamn, LaBella probably going on there with Q-tips, swabbing the inside of Kambosos, both his ears, to make sure there's no wax buildup. He said, when I call you, I want you to pick up the phone. I don't want to hear no audio impairment. I want you to hear what I'm saying, okay? You have to make sure this is our one shot, one kill type of deal. All right? We got to make as much revenue as possible off these belts. Because, hey, son, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't, out of these 3, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Gervonta, I don't think you're coming out the winner. I'm going to be honest with you, son. Don't get mad. I know you call yourself the emperor. but that's just a gimmick. Your people don't even believe that you're the emperor. That's just a gimmick. Rougarou can't make 140 too many more times. Major respect if Haney take that fight as his first at 140. I agree, man. When I don't know if Bill how serious to take Bill Haney on what he said about Regis, because that'll be a super step up for Haney, his first fight at 140. Ooh, to take on Rougarou, the same one that stepped in there with Josh Taylor. Absolutely, that's a big fight. That's tough, man. You to my big risk. Shit, Bruce goes boxing, jazz, and more on deck, man. What it do, though, G? How you feel? Salute, brother at World Combat Sports. Salute to you, man. Y'all be sure to damn sub to my man Bruce Goes, man. If Scambo pulls off that bullshit, I'd like to see Haney go ahead and fight Loma then. Okay. But look at this, look at it this way. That would be a solid, productive fight. But what is he to gain from fighting Lomachenko? All right, I know people are gonna say, well, it's a credible, legitimate name to his resume. Prior to him moving up to 140. I got it. But what will make it even more tantalizing would be if the winner of Lomachenko, Devin Haney, gets the winner of Camboso and whoever he's fight. That'd be great. That'd be great. Like if by chance the winner, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, get the winner for the belts, and then what division would be in mayhem, because if Cambosos don't win, that means we would have had our what in one division? We would have our fourth franchise champion. Oh my God, man. We would have had Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, George Camboso, and whoever he fight. All right. Done dot on deck, man. What it do? Salute at World Combat Sports. Salute to you. That's that's my only thing. Like for Devin to fight Lomachenko without a prize at the end. What is the prize? What's my reward? We got to make it. We got to make it interesting. We got to put some skin in the game. Make it sweet. You know what I'm saying? What do we have? You need to take full advantage of the lightweight division, man. You know what I'm saying? Cambozos need to pick the right opponent, keep the fire lit, and then the winner of Lomachenko and Devin Haney, if it plays out, which I doubt that way, the winner gets a shot at the titles too. So it's a possibility that we can have 5 franchise champions in one division. And at that point, Mauricio need to shut that shit down. He said, you know what? To be honest, I said move from tradition to evolution, and I wasn't expecting 5 franchise champions at lightweight division. So I've made the decision to discontinue the franchise belt. At this time, I no longer will advocate a franchise belt in the lightweight division. So Mauricio, what about the other division though? Like what about Estrada? What about those guys? I take one step at a time and don't ask me any questions. I mean, it'll be 5 franchise belt holders, but it's already 3. It's already 3, man. I'm hoping that he chooses the right opponent to make it interesting. If that's the case, the lightweight division may be able to survive, dog. Because you got Shakur standing beneath that. He has the Oscar Valdez fight, so I know he said he wanted to unify the division. I'm not totally clear on if he wants to become undisputed in his second weight division or he wants to unify as a belt holder. So if he beats Oscar Valdez, which would be a tough fight, he would be the WBC and WBO champion. At that time, he can pretty much take a shot up there to 135 if he's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We just seen Jess Baron Rodriguez move up division and defeat Quadras. You know what I'm saying? So you can move up a division. We just seen Mario Barrios move up to a division. He lost. He got battered, but he moved up. We seen Mikey move up 2 divisions. Took his L. So it's not like people can't move up divisions. Canelo moved up plenty of divisions, 68, 75. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible. Very, very possible. We need somebody in the division. And you know what? I'll take that back. If Shakur Stevenson wants to move up to lightweight division, the red tape in politics, man, I'm curious to know if they would allow him to get a big shot right off the rip. Because they seem like they want to slow people down. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, keep an eye on Teofimo Lopez. Keep an eye on him, man. All these sponsors that's behind Tio, that sponsorship brings money. So keep an eye on Teofimo Lopez moving up to 140 and getting some big shots. Remember, I told you that. I know people were saying after that fight with Cambozo, he was done. It ain't true. I'm telling you. Teofimo got a lot of shit going on. They're getting behind him, man. Sometimes I really don't want to play the scenario game. But sometimes I think to myself, I was like, with all these sponsorships Teofimo is picking up. That's just one division he's been in. One freaking division. They have something planned out for this guy. I'm just wondering, is it going to be fair play for him to move up to 140 and get some big fights and win in dramatic fashion? Or he's going to be the next one that they get behind to build up? Check out his sponsors, man. He got Bud Light. Man, he has some big time sponsors. And he said to himself, he said, guess what? And Nike's going to be on there because he's thinking into existence, manifestation, right? But like I said before, he's putting out a lot of personal shit, Teofimo. I don't know entirely on how much or how deep his personal woes are affecting him in life. But what I can say is they're getting behind T.O. right now, y'all. Pay attention. They are getting behind him for a reason. Canelo's not going to be around for the longest of time. Check all the way up the strip. Check it out, y'all. Check it out for yourself. Do a whole scrub of the 17 division. Just take a scrub. Who else is your next superstar? Who? Who has the it factor? Who can talk behind the mic? Who? Last time I checked, Canelo is the cash cow right now with 1 loss on his record. Teofimo has currently taken that L, that first L. Not someone to the caliber of Floyd Mayweather, but he took the L. When he gets up to 140, and I'm telling you, y'all might be in for a shock of your lives. I think Teofimo is going to do some big things up there. But until then, the lightweight division, I hope the fire is relit, reignited, and we have a big fight. I hope Shakur Stevenson is able to go in there and give us a hell of a fight along with Oscar Valdez, because Oscar ain't no punk, man. I know he tested dirty. I know he a drug cheat, and he and when it comes Consejo, I forgot his name. Well, I can't believe I'm fucking this up. Consejo won that last fight, man. But once again, he get that Mexican love, and they gifted him the fight when he should have got an L. What I am looking at also if Shakur is able to pick up the WBC, I'm thinking Roger Gutierrez, who's due to step in there with Chris Colbert. If Chris Colbert win, it would be good to see Chris Colbert and Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson would beat the pink out of motherfucking Chris Colbert's cotton candy ass. You know what I'm saying? He'd beat the shit out of him for the WBA title. So it's looking good as far as my my forecast, but I don't know what the red tape is with boxing and the politics. That's my point. I don't know what the politics is when it comes to that shit. The featherweight division, man, that's a little fuzzy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna skip over that after the Gary Russell said, just skip over that. I'm really putting up cheers in hope that they don't stall out Cool Boy Steph. That he's able to possibly fight for unification for undisputed one time. You know what I'm saying? He's already unified champion, but I really hope they give him the opportunity and he's able to fight for undisputed. From my understanding, at his weight class, Super Bantam, I don't think there's ever been an undisputed title holder down there at Super Bantam. I don't think it has. Man. Valdez beat Robinson, in my opinion. I watched it twice. Okay. Teach on deck. Getting behind who that is. Tio, but if you take a L, it's good to take it early. In that perspective, I feel you. It's better to get it out the way. But the way Canelo took his L earlier, he was in there with the best. When Canelo, but check this out. People always, put the disclaimer out there that Canelo was green, but the dude had over 40 professional wins. So we all know how that story played out. Unfortunately for Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos is no Floyd Mayweather. Tio just got beat, medical problems, and everything else. He looked bad on that night. So yeah, that's where we at with. I don't want to see Shakur move up just yet. I want him to reign at 130. Yeah, I can see that, man. Shakur, it's some pretty decent. Well, it's only two decent fights right now. We really don't have a very popular name sitting in the IBF right now at 130. So a good two fights, assuming that Chris Colbert beats Roger Gutierrez, right? Then the winner of Oscar Valdez, because look, I want to say Shakur Stevens would definitely pick up the W, but that's gonna be a tough fight, man. Real talk. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it clean, dog. Now, Oscar Valdez, man, even though he's a dirty fighter, you know what I'm saying? He would pop. Dude is tough, man. Valdez is tough, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Valdez is tough, dog. Valdez is a tough fighter. Shakur ain't gonna go in there and just goddamn batter him like he did Jamel Herring. It's gonna be a very tactically, authoritative fight. Very strategic. Man, both of them dudes are tough. That ain't gonna be no walk in the motherfucking park. This ain't Toka Clary, goddammit. Even though the fight may end up like that, it may end up a bit boring. I'm serious. It might be. Because look at it this way. How can it end up like Miguel Berchelt and Shakur Stevenson don't fight like that? Stevenson don't fight like Berchelt. I'm just being honest. He don't fight like Berchelt. And then, to be honest with you, being a Berchelt name has risen to the surface, isn't he supposed to go to 135? So we waiting for him to get up to 35, dog. I don't know if y'all saw the video of what's his name? Masayo's, I think, manager. arguing with Nonito Donaire's camp or wife, because Donaire's wife is a part. She has a position. She is a team member in his camp, right? So before, when I believe John Casimiro was supposed to face Donaire, the fight was called off because the Casimiro camp was talking shit to Donaire's wife, who is um, a team player in the camp, whatever she does, right? So therefore, it was called off. So this particular incident just happened where Masayo's people, one of them, was arguing with her, called her bitch, flipped her off, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the bad thing about having your girl working on the team. You're in a male dominated environment. It's nothing but men that really frequent these streets over here in boxing like this. That's why you have the promoters up there the way you do, and you don't have no female promoters just up here on a larger scale taking over. This is a male dominated sport when it comes to the fighters and the shakers and movers. This is how it is. But he called her bitch, goddamn flipped to the finger. Oh, that they had this, back him up and everything, man. In terms of unification for Cool Boy, he can beat the Japanese fella. The Japanese fella didn't have a standout performance when he got the belt. On the other hand, the rough fight is Mirror John. I don't know. Let me see what you're talking about. It's a lot that I do know, but it's a lot that I have to put up there too. Let me see what I can learn today. Or let me see. Let me see what you're talking about. I thought that was his first name, but the first name and the last name is difficult. You know how black people do. We'll take the last three characters off the back end of the front name, the first name, and Jon, and call him John. God damn it, shit. We call his ass John. Yeah, that's who he is. Appreciate that info, Teach. Appreciate that info. Burchell fighting Nakathila at 135. Whoo, man, I'm definitely gonna pay not for that. MF hungry out here. Stop looking like lunch. Keep that fire. I'm hungry out here. Stop. Hey, let's welcome Ben Israel on deck. What's good, Ben? MF hungry out here. Stop looking like lunch. Keep that fire. I'm not sure what that means again, but in the subliminal universe of speaking to the audience, you have to be more specific there, Ben. Elucidate yourself, man. Come on, man. I don't know who you're talking about. Who hungry and who's looking like lunch? I don't know. Let's call him John. Yeah, we call him John. I hope Cool Boy Stephen Fulton gets the shot, and also, recognize the fact that, he has mentioned that he wished boxing had outside services to help with boxers who's going through stuff mentally, and I totally agree with that. And that's a good point, because it's always like these fighters. He made a damn good point too. He said they used to just seeing you going in there perform, and they expect you to deliver each and every time. Now that he's a unified champion, they're gonna expect Cool Boy Steph to go back in there and put on another spectacular performance, or put on a show. But then everything that's outside the ropes, what I'm saying, it has to be tight too. So you can have a proper training camp. Your mental state has to be right. So if he was saying he has stuff, he going through stuff, and that seemed like a cry for help to me. Like, that seemed like he was really saying that, I need help. I'm going through stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all seen read about that model. I mean, former Miss Universe contestant, something like that. Very beautiful woman. she jumped out. She leaped out of a high rise to a death. Like someone as beautiful as her, really no telltale signs that this was about to happen. She jumped out the window, man. I'm hearing many stories about why, what I'm saying? But yeah, she jumped to a death. She jumped to a death, man. As for Nonito Donaires' wife, I am on her side a bit. They are disrespectful to the person potentially putting a lot of money in your hand to make that fight. Man, I'm like this. I still wouldn't want my girl. I don't care how tough she is. I wouldn't want her dealing with a man in this kingdom. This is a kingdom. It has hyenas attached to it, lions, wild dogs. Man, some of the damn wildest, savage prey or predators that you can imagine. So to have your wife up here to say she's tough, that's still a woman. That's still the person that you have to go home to. And she's up here dealing with cats who are savages, man. Your wife is being called a bitch and shooting a finger, and you walking up there like, everybody know you're a fighter, but goddamn, that's your girl, man. It's tough having your girl on the team in the sport of boxing because you're gonna run into some ones that's just as savage as the next man, and they'll treat her the same way. And the first word they're gonna do to disrespect her is call her a bitch. And that's just what happened to Donaire's wife. The man called her a bitch in front of him. I know his name. I ain't gonna put him out there like that. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. But I'll give you a hint. I give you a hint, people. If you know who's the owner of this right here, I give you a hint who she got into it with. He's the owner of this, and I can link it up together if you saw the video. Boom, there you go right there. If you link it up together and you can look at that right there, you'll know who I'm talking about. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody else has that out there. Like I said before, that shit right there says a lot about what's going on right now. Man, that is such a backstory to this cat right here. But link it up, man. Link it up. Don't you remember Ricardo Mayorga slapped Shane Mosley's wife fat ass? This is what I think about that. I think it was set up. Do you see how she stepped in front of Shane? If my wife was that fine, she ain't going nowhere close to a Colombian savage like Ricardo Mayorga. There's no way she's stepping up to this crazy dude. Smoking a cigarette, dog. Smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Dude who's smoking a cigarette before he fight, one of the best in the world, he doesn't give a fuck. So for his wife to look the way she did, to step in front of Shane and bend down in front of him, man, come on, stop it. Stop, man. And then look how Sugar Shane pushed him. Oh, stop it, dude. He dude, as fine as his girl is, she steps in front of Sugar Shane and bends the fuck over in front of a sap. Man, Ricardo Mayorga is a savage dude, dog. I heard he was living out on the streets, man. Dude is an enigma. Ricardo Mayorga was an enigma. He was a riddle to boxing. He was a motherfucking riddle, y'all. He was a riddle. Real talk. Mayorga was absolutely a riddle when it comes to boxing. He was a one of one, so to speak. Especially the triangle between Sugar Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest and Ricardo Mayorga. Somebody drop it in the chat how dynamic that was. Come on, man. I know I have some intelligent boxing heads out there. What am I talking about when I mention Sugar Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest, and Ricardo Mayorga's trio, how they connect to one another? What happened between them three? Come on, man. Come on. I know y'all know. Between them three, how are they connected? How are they connected? Come on, man. How are them three connected? Because that's how I say he's an enigma when it comes to boxing. Unfortunately, if it is true, he's out in the streets over there in Colombia. What he was able to do was crazy. So first, make it easier. Vernon Forrest. Look up his box rec. Tell me what you see. Vernon Forrest. What do you see with Mayorga? And then look up Sugar Shane versus Mayorga and tell me what you see. Then the pieces should fall together. Everything boxing on deck, man. What's good with you, Keon? Anybody found out? Y'all be sure to sub to my boy Keon, man. Y'all found out yet? It's just a little quiz, man. How they all connect up together? Sugar Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest, and Ricardo Mayorga. Just a nice little boxing history fact. I give you a hint again. Sugar Shane Mosley defeated Ricardo Mayorga twice. Twice. So go to Ricardo Mayorga while you in BoxRec. Go to Ricardo Mayorga, and check out his box rec and who he lost to. Who he lost to and who he won to. That's just crazy. I still think about this to this day, dog. I was like, wow. I'll cut to the chase. Vernon Forrest lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice, back to back. He lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice. He was stopped in the third round, the first fight, and lost majority decision the second fight, y'all. Vernon Forrest, the much more technical fighter, lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice, dog. Then, like I'm trying to link up this triangle for y'all, right? Go to Sugar Shane Mosley. What do you see with Sugar Shane Mosley? What do y'all see with Sugar Shane Mosley? Sugar Shane Mosley. I'm giving you some nuggets. Sugar Shane Mosley lost to Vernon Forrest twice, back to back. Dude, I can't make this shit up. Sugar Shane Mosley lost to Vernon Forrest twice, back to back. Vernon Forrest lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice, back to back. Crazy, ain't it? That triangle effect. Crazy. Crazy, y'all. That shit's crazy. And then you have Sugar Shane Mosley, who many can say the better boxer too. You know what I'm saying? The better boxer between Ricardo Mayorga and them two. He did what he was supposed to do. But Vernon Forrest, he lost to Ricardo Mayorga. It might have been, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of intimidation going on there. But just check out that dynamic, that trio, how they connect. My boy Vernon Forrest lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice, back to back. Sugar Shane lost to Vernon Forrest back to back. That's wild, ain't it? That shit wild right there. But anyway, it's just a little fun fact I wanted to break down, you know. That Mayorga Forrest and Shane triangle made no damn sense. Mayorga beat Forrest twice. Shane beat Mayorga twice. Forrest beat Shane twice. What you mean it didn't make no damn sense? Oh, you talking about in general. Yeah, man, it didn't make any sense because I'm like looking at it like, how in the hell, Forrest, you lose to Mayorga? And he always used to shake his head like, man, I know. This, that, and the other. I know, man. He just always just had that smile like, man, I'm better than that dude. That dude was crazy. And we all know that. But Forrest beat Shane twice. But yeah, he lost to Mayorga twice. It's just wild. That shit was wild, bro. That shit was wild. But speaking of Sugar Shane, man, Sugar Shane record is 49-10-1, and nobody even talk about Sugar Shane, dog. This dude been in there with some of everybody. This dude been in here with some of everybody, dog. Shout out to Sugar Shane Mosley, man. Maybe one day they'll give you utmost respect, you know, outside of your green eyes and shit. Maybe you need to goddamn, I don't know. Maybe you need to make some more appearances or something. I know his son. His son is boxing right now. I know he was on the Contender. He did okay, not too well, but they've been trying to raise him up slowly because he's not as good as his pops. But you know, Shane Mosley had 61 bouts. It's a little bit off, but Sugar Shane had 61 professional bouts, dog. I mean, do you know the damage that he inflicted on Floyd Mayweather? That was one of the most significant moments that you will ever see Floyd Mayweather in trouble. I still say to this day, you couldn't take him out. Look, could you imagine how much money Floyd wouldn't have if Sugar Shane would have given him his first defeat? Well, Floyd would have had the star power and the potential to go out here and make all that money as an undefeated fighter if Sugar Shane would have beat him. I don't know, man. I don't know if we ever would have seen the Conor McGregor fight. I don't know. I don't know if he had won. You know, a lot is riding on Floyd's O when it comes down to it. And Sugar Shane, man, buckled Floyd Mayweather. He buckled the shit out of him. But goddamn it, you got to give it up to the attrition that he has, the condition that Floyd Mayweather had to work that off twice. Man, that shit was incredible. Yeah, Mayorga had Forrest shook. I agree, bro. I remember talking to him. I was like, dang, bro, you way better than Ricardo Mayorga. But he always used to say, man, that motherfucker crazy, dog. I say, but you can box, dog. You can fight. Dude, you crazy too. He said, man, Ricardo crazy, dog. He had him shook, man. That's a weird dynamic, ain't it? That is a fucking weird dynamic. How Sugar Shane can defeat Ricardo Mayorga, but yet Vernon Forrest can't. But Vernon Forrest can defeat Sugar Shane Mosley. That shit is crazy. I always think about that, man. Rest in peace, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. But have y'all figured out that I'm telling you, man, that shit is real, man. I don't really put no bullshit like this right here, man. That has a story behind it. Anyone figured it out yet? Anyone figured this out yet? Because I like taking pictures that have this picture right here has one of the most surreal backstories to the guy who's in charge of this. Like what this photo encompasses is a reason why I put my watermark across it, because I didn't want nobody stealing the motherfucker. What you see, it's a lot to that shit, man. One day I'm gonna go over it. I really want, you know what? Now that it popped in my, I'm gonna try to get the guy who's in charge of this right here, and try to get an interview with him, because it's not like I can't get in contact with him. I can get in contact with him. But that has a significant story behind it, unlike y'all ever would know. You see who's on the cap, you see who's on the headband. I'm telling you that this has such a unique history to the travels that happened with this dude. Boxing, the tales of the dark side, so to speak. The life of boxing behind the scene. This is it right here, yo. Real talk. Anybody figure it out? Let me know. Let me know. Floyd came back the next round versus Mosley like nothing happened. I can hear Roger right now saying, box that motherfucker. Yeah. Box that motherfucker. Box that motherfucker. Don't try to brawl with. Box that motherfucker. God damn it. He can look. When I hear certain people giving instructions, they complain. Hey, Mitch, they complain about T.O.'s dad giving fucked up instructions. Then nobody give more fucked up instructions than Roger Mayweather, dog. Shout out to the Black Mamba. Man, no, man, that motherfucker there right there, that motherfucker, box that motherfucker. He can't fuck with you, man. Fuck that. Man, box that. What type of instructions was Roger Mayweather given? See, that's what separates the boxing fanatics, man, the astutes, than the temporaries. The temporaries won't even know what we're talking about. They just up here complaining about, oh man, T.O. need to fire his dad. Shit, Roger ain't never make Floyd lose a fight by the instructions he gave. Box that motherfucker. Box him. He gave him simple hood instructions. Fight that nigga. Fight that motherfucker. Damn, shout out to the Black Mamba. Damn, you don't know shit about boxing, dog. Most of y'all don't know shit about boxing. That's the patented Roger Mayweather, dog. Tell us we know it was his promoter who said it. A Filipino guy. Homework. I don't know. You need names, Shawty. You need names. Come on, teach. Give me a name. Give me a name of who is that linked up to? Give me a name. I need a name, bro. Leonard Ellerby talking about keep boxing. Man, a lot of people don't know Leonard Ellerby used to carry the spit bucket now. He used to wear a corner jacket. He used to be in the corner. Leonard Ellerby, for real. Before all the suits and everything, check out the fights. Leonard Ellerby wasn't wearing those suits. Teach getting close though. I don't know what you mean by the Filipino guy. You getting close. I mean, let me know. Let me know. But yeah, you know what that is, man. That's a little jewel, There's plenty other jewels in this box wreck, shit like that, man. That comparison theory, you know what I'm saying? That I call it the comparison protractor. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Like that's one of the most unique ones right there. Vernon Forrest, Sugar Shane Mosley, and Ricardo Mayorga. One of the most unique triangle theories that you'll see in boxing. Real talk. Because it just didn't make any sense. It didn't make sense how Mayorga could defeat my boy Forrest, who's a better boxer than he was, twice. But yet, Sugar Shane defeated Mayorga twice. It's crazy. Because if you look on the box rec, he wasn't a better boxer than Vernon Forrest, who beat him twice. That shit's wild. Nigga was a glorified hype man. Ellaby was carrying the belts in the background of those early fights. He also was carrying that spit bucket. Michael Johnson boxing talking more. What's good? Leonard better sit down somewhere. He already looking like a stroke victim. Man, that's a tough job. People don't know, man. I remember people used to, when shit was popping off and everybody was giving me phone calls, I was a little bit younger and shit. I used to tell people, man, I don't want to work for none of them. I do not want to work for no freaking promotion. They have to be on the plane all the time. No. I ain't trying to do that. Them cats be working all the freaking time, carrying luggage all the damn time. They just put on a good face. They show face for us as if everything cool. But man, they constantly got to spend money for damn food, which they probably eat the best food or whatever. Constantly walk around. Got to have a timeline and a schedule to be at the weigh-ins, press conference, and all this other shit. Man, that's just repetitive, bro. Flavor Flav debunked the triangle theory. Let me see what you're talking about there, Don Dollar. Let me see. Shane beat Ricardo, and Ricardo beat Vernon. And Ricardo beat Vernon. Who beat Shane? You don't know who beat Shane? There, Dundada, you don't know who beat Shane? Out of my theory, you don't know? Let me help you out. You say who beat Shane? I'll show you right now. There you go right here. That's who beat Shane. That's who beat Shane right there. Let me go up to the top. This is Shane Mosley box rec. 49-10-1, 41 knockouts. You stroll down. We're not talking about Winky Wright. We're talking about, let me go, I might have passed it. We're talking about this right here, Vernon Forrest. January 2002. Lost a unanimous decision in a 12-round fight. And then 6 months later, July 2002, lost another unanimous decision to Vernon Forrest. You know what I'm saying? The same Vernon Forrest that lost to Ricardo Mayorga that Sugar Shane beat. Oh my God, man. That shit is wild, dog. That shit is wild, bro. Look at this. There go the first one. Ricardo Mayorga, September 2008. Knocked them out in 12 rounds, right? And then you go up here. Ricardo Mayorga, 2015. Knocked them out in the 6th round. You feel me? Look at that shit. Knocked them out in the 12th and knocked them out in the 6th round in 2015. That's weird, ain't it? How that shit played out like that. But I don't know anything about boxing. What was that? What you was talking about, Don Dada? Oh, okay. No doubt, no doubt. No, it's all good, man. Look, I'm all about being educated too, man. Shit. Like I said before, man, I don't need 100 motherfuckers in my chat. I just need the ones that's educated so I can learn something. Goddamn it. What Michael Johnson boxing Flavor Flav? What Flavor Flav? What you talking about? Him being in boxing now, or what? A hype man? Yeah, he's the most infamous hype man there is, man. Team Williams, we got some good footage of Flavor Flav, man. What a cool cat, man. I caught Flavor Flav at the elevator, and he ended up spending like 20 minutes just chilling. Come on, man. Flavor Flav, shout out to the legend himself, Flavor Flav. Came into the room, chilled with us, kicked it, went to another room, goddamn met Buck 50. You know what I'm saying? Kicked it with him, took pictures and everything, man. No stuff, no nothing, dog. No nothing. Who does that shit, dog? Flavor Flav was in the hallway waiting to catch an elevator by himself. And I say, Flav, come on, man. So and so. Then I went and got Mike singing. I said, man, Flav out here, man. Come on here, chop it up a little bit. And then, once he got a hold to him, Flavor Flav came in there and chilled with us, took some pictures, did a video, then went to another room where Mike was at, chopped it up and shit, man. Wasn't stuck up, wasn't doing shit. Dude was cool as fuck, dog. Cool as fuck, man. Mosey had the most decorated names in history on his resume. Pac, Mayweather, De La Hoya, absolutely. Canelo, Cotto. Man, dude had crazy names on his freaking resume. Did I stop sharing? No, let's go back down, shawty. Let's go back down and check out some of these names, man. Like go Canelo, you got Manny Pacquiao, Sergio Mora. Of course, you got Floyd Mayweather. That was infamous. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Margarito, the cheat. Miguel Cotto. Look, Luis Collazo. Who brought this shit up? Man, King Mitch, man. There you go, man. Look at that shit. Fernando Vargas. Look at this shit, dog. Twice, back to back. Now, once again, this is another fun fact. Sugar Shane Mosey. We already went over him losing to Vernon Forrest. Look, he fought Fernando Vargas twice, right? Check this out. Y'all know who Ronald White is, right? Fought him twice back to back. That's 6 fights of well-known people in history. Oscar De La Hoya. Raul Marquez. Man, that shit is sick, dog. Oscar De La Hoya, of course, again. John Molina. With Frito Ruiz. And they don't even talk about Sugar Shane like that, man. Hey, appreciate that highlight moment right there. That King Mitch. Real talk. I gotta stop sharing. Appreciate that highlight moment because that shit was crazy, man. They don't even talk about Sugar Shane like that. All because he has 10 losses and shit, man. He was in there with some killers. Damn. Victor Conte beat Shane too. No, I agree with you. I had a grandma brother. Can you explain to me what Haney was doing in P. Diddy's pool? So I seen you mention that earlier, right? I did. Reflecting back on it, I seen you mention that earlier. I'm be honest, I don't mess with Diddy like that. I don't none of his music playlists, man. I done heard some crazy shit about him. I don't know, dog. You know how rich people be doing rich people shit, dog. I don't know. But for me, I don't have none of his songs in the playlist, dog. Some of the shit I've heard about him, no. I don't know, bro. I try to stay away. Like I get on other cats for using the demasculinity of always talking about homophobic, sexual type shit when it comes to this YTC. That's another example with Haney. I'm not gonna put that young cat out there like that because everybody know the past that Diddy has with people. Like, dude is known allegedly to be a grimy dude with other dudes, man. Blackmail, allegedly blackmail type shit too. Taking butt naked pictures to blackmail and all this other shit. But anyway, I don't know, bro. I can't tell you. I don't really get into that unless it bleed over in the boxing. So I'm not gonna be no gossip, because I don't like when other dudes always bringing dick into the conversation and always trying to, that's the common language right now from dudes. But I don't know, to be honest. To answer your question, I don't fucking know, dog. I don't know. My bad. Like Flav, cause Flav can actually play instruments. DJ made some of them songs. Leonard can't box. He just hold a towel. True. We don't know Leonard can't box. I don't know. He might be able to throw hands, dog. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I doubt it, but I don't know. Expert on deck. How you feeling, bro? I believe he's gonna beat Ryan Garcia, to be honest. 31, 1-0. Everybody's downing Emmanuel Tago. Look, man, the man has had most of his fights in Ghana. Um, it's possible that he may be able to, defeat Ron. Like, let's not play around and act like every video. Check this out. Let's not act like every video Ryan put out when he's doing speed drills on the mitts that his chin ain't up in the air like a bird feather. Come on, man. Let's stop playing. Ryan goes up here and use these speed drills and make these videos, but his chin is up in the air. I don't give a damn if it's a drill or not. That's why Luke Campbell stressed your ass out, man. And then he retreated like a groundhog because those were not the orders for him to win. But Tago might be that dude, man. He might be the dude. Now, if he beats Ryan Garcia, okay, people are gonna be like, yeah, that's awesome. That's what he get for capping. But for Tagu, they're not gonna jump on the Tagu bandwagon and say, oh man, dude, you just beat Ryan Garcia. No. They're gonna say, man, it's about time you goddamn slide that motherfucker out the damn rankings and shit. He was overrated to begin with. They're not gonna jump on the Tagu freaking bandwagon if he beat Ryan. But you might be right, bro. You know what I'm saying? You might be right. That boy Winky Wright, John, hell of a wrestler. Hell yeah, dog. Ronald Wright. You know what I'm saying? Man, hell yeah, bro. Another cool ass cat. 2 a.m. in the morning. We all coming back for the Chris Stevenson fight at the Prudential Center. Yes, the trenches. Yes, I can speak on this shit. And we headed back to the hotel, man. It's a lot of motherfuckers rolling back, walking on the street. Here comes Winky Wright. I would say, I don't know if you saw my picture, but I don't know if you saw my picture of Winky. Y'all probably did, but probably didn't. Let me see if I still got it so I can finish my story. Let me see if I still got it. Let me see. I had somebody ask me, where you get that picture at? Is that really your picture? No, nigga, it's really my picture. This is one of my pictures. I have a Winky Wright. I caught Winky in the moment. Winky was reflecting. Sitting there. Look, Winky was reflecting. Hardly any gray hair, ringside and shit. I caught him in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Long range camera, caught him in the moment. But anyway, Winky, man, pulled up at the hotel. I said, oh shit, that's Winky. So I say, hey, Winky, can I get a pic? Yeah, no doubt, brother. This is 2-something a.m. in the morning, man. We just getting back. Took a picture and everything, chopped it up. Man, he was down there talking to people and shit, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Still in pretty, look like he's in pretty decent shape. Not to get in the ring, but I'm saying for his age and shit. But yeah, man, shout out to Winky Wright, man. Real talk. Shane Mosley wasn't even trying to fight Floyd early. He started talking about injury when Floyd come up. Yeah, but he still fought him though, man. When he did fight him, what's the excuse to be given? Who was older? You know what I'm saying? How did it play out? Did they give us everything we was looking for? Yeah. They gave us everything we was looking for. I mean, Sugar Shane gave us one of the oh shit moments that you would ever experience in freaking boxing with Floyd Mayweather. Sugar Shane gave us that moment. Zab Judas gave us a flash moment, but it was too quick for people to see. His first knockdown, we're not talking about that. He hurt his hand. But Sugar Shane, he came close to making history. Look, I always say this in my mind. If Sugar Shane would have dropped Floyd in that fight, it would have changed his entire elevation as a fighter. Seriously. It just would have changed so much, man. It would have changed so much for Sugar Shane. The respect, everything. It don't matter. Like he has 10 losses right now. But if he would have had Floyd on his resume as a win, or just in his lifetime to be able to be the one to drop Floyd, it would have changed it. It would have changed it, man. What is Cynthia doing on this shit? Damn. They could have met at 135. Everything works out, man. Y'all fans are harsh, man. I swear to God, y'all some harsh individuals in life. Always criticizing these fighters. You know what I'm saying? Go get me a cheesecake. Dude, you know, they sending dudes out in the AM to get a cheesecake, man. Come on. And you don't think that's a narcissistic individual? Yes, and yes. I heard Floyd didn't want to fight Shane Mosley early on. Mosley at 135 was a beast, knocking everyone out. Hey, that's a whole nother live right there, because you start talking about who didn't want to fight who back then when Floyd's in the equation. You got to make sure you have the whole thesis. You just can't bleed that shit in. You got to have the whole thesis lined up to talk to the boxing fans, because that right there, that's touchy. Mosley stuck around a bit too long, though. He shouldn't have even been in there with Canelo. Some fighters, look, I'm going to tell you the reason why he stuck around. You know the reason why he stuck around the way he did. You know, Mitch, why he stick around longer than he should have. You know the reason. Why did he stick around longer than he should have? Wasn't he going through some shit? A woman will make you stick around in the sport longer than you have to, especially if you're going through a motherfucking divorce, dog. Switching out women, man, you know what it is, man. Winker Wright, one of my favorite fighters, fucking robbed him versus Jermaine Taylor. It's a lot of robbing that goes on in this sport, man. And yo, I agree. You know, Winky Wright, man, that dude, cool cat, man. You know, one of the most infamous high guard fighters you will meet. You will see display his boxing skills, man. Then Moses say he had a toothache where Floyd tried to make the fight. Yeah, he said he had to get his tooth worked on, man. Yeah, he said he had to get his tooth worked on. Now I agree with him, because the nerves in your teeth are detrimental if he's having a toothache. That can absolutely redirect your focus, because you're getting hit in the mouth. You're getting hit in the mouth. So that can absolutely be a problem. Real talk, that can be a problem. So I don't too much knock him. Like we say, oh man, he was being a bitch about that, man. He had to whine about a toothache. But we know damn well if you had a toothache in your life, that shit hurt very, very bad. And then you want to get punched in the mouth? Sugar Shane might have been like, man, shit, that motherfucker keep punching me in the mouth, man. Throw in the towel, dog. This tooth hurt. Is the dentist at the room yet? He ready to extract this motherfucker? I need this shit extracted right now. God damn, I can't do it no more, dog. It's hurting too bad. Call the fight, man. He would have had his corner throw in the towel, man. Toothaches are crazy. You know why? I mean, the nerves. Whew, the nerves. When it's decay involved, that shit is crazy. Bam Bam getting all the shine. Let me check something right quick. Just like a lot of y'all don't know Tyler Tomlin. I interviewed Tyler Tomlin, man, when he was just coming on the professional scene. He just knocked out Charlie Serrano in 2 rounds. Shout out to Tyler, man. I remember interviewing that young guy. Man. But anyway, man, at one point in time in the future, I'm going to talk about Chris Eubanks Jr., but I'm waiting for the right time to get his trainer. I really want to talk to his trainer, but a lot of people are saying that Chris Eubanks is looking really, really nice right now. And he is. Like I told y'all, when I was down there at Roy's place in Pensacola, one of the best sparring sessions I've seen to date, real talk, was Chris Eubanks Jr. That's seriously. I know people are going to say it's sparring. I get it, bro. But that's one of the best sparring sessions I've seen with Chris Eubanks. Like, dude was phenomenal in how he was putting on a display, man, in sparring. Like, phenomenal. But I'm gonna be honest. He's not the coolest cat, man. He's very egotistical, dog. Um, he's very egotistical, dog, for real. Everything you know about Eubanks Senior and Eubanks Junior, yeah, they act alike, man. They act alike. They're a different breed. They're a different breed of individuals, dog. But he looked good his last fight against Liam Smith. Liam Williams, and he's talking about he want Golovkin next. That'd be a good fight. But they talking about how they see Roy and him. If you are amazed at what Chris Eubanks is doing, Roy, he has another fighter coming up, Andrew Murphy. And when I talk about that's the closest you're gonna get to Roy, look, I'm asking anybody in the chat. Back in the day, I know y'all watch boxing. Who was the protege that came up? Who was supposed to be the next protege from Roy coming up? Come on, man. I know y'all know that dude. Come on, man. But anyway, let me go back to Andrew Murphy. This dude is the closest that you're going to see of Roy Jones Jr. as a white fighter. Real talk. Andrew Murphy, the closest. Period. Shane got off for a round. Zab touched him early. Castillo roughed him up. Madonna buckled him in the second fight. Not many big clean punches landing in Floyd, though. Yeah, I mean, Madonna blooded him up a little bit. You know, the Argentinian OG. You know, he blooded him up. When he caught him and Madonna looked back, he thought he was going to get that Sugar Shane moment. But Floyd was tight roping, wasn't he? He was like walking with his hand on that rope. Guide. Okay, stool, sit. Man, Madonna took a look back like, oh, shit, I hurt his ass. Okay. How he looking? And Castillo, man, that will always go down in history. That was a tough 2 fights, dog. That will always go into boxing history with Floyd Mayweather's name attached to it. Because many people thought he didn't win, you know? Cotto put up a great fight versus Floyd as well. Floyd versus Chop 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 was giving Floyd the business. Shout out to the Marcus Corley going on like almost 90 fights right now. You know what I'm saying? And Miguel Cotto, man, I just hope deep down inside that, you know, 10 years from now, he's not suffering from pugilistica or dementia, because I truly believe that fight with Antonio Margarito with plaster Paris potentially in his gloves at that point, a fight before he got caught, I think it might have did some damage to Cotto. Seriously. He took a beat in that fight from a cheater. He took a beat in that fight from a cheater, y'all. Yeah, he is, man. He is. Real talk. For better terms, he is a smug, man. Real talk. That's an egotistical maniac right there. Real talk, man. Real talk. He is what you consider an asshole, for real. But man, I gotta bounce. I gotta get up out of here. It's been a pleasure, y'all. Appreciate you tuning in to World Combat Sports, man. Turn up and tune in next time, man. You know what it is. I'm out.